the table, drinks in the air. Welcome to the podcast with the perfect pair. From the fell to the bar, we're keeping it live. Crisp poker, good times, and a whiskey on ice. Grab a drink, call a raise, and let's shuffle up and deal. This is Cards and Cocktails.
Welcome, everybody, to Cards and Cocktails. It's a new kind of conversation where we'll visit with someone from the poker world, maybe an entrepreneur. Who knows who we'll bring on? Skull and I will go have 4 different quarters, kind of like a football game where we'll have 4 different segments of the show. We'll go for about 20, 25 minutes. Skull, we've got a special guest today.
Yes. JC A.K.A. T1000, A.K.A. John Christian.
He's probably, would you say that between him and Cinnabon and Jaywin, that they've been on more episodes of the Lodge live stream than anybody else?
I don't know who Cinnabon or Jaywin is. It's all about the robot himself today. But yes, many appearances.
Many appearances.
He's also what? You
Since
said
the beginning.
Entrepreneur, live stream legend. So he's all the above what you just mentioned, Rick.
So let's start off from the very top.
The hot five? You're diving in?
Well, before that, Skull came up with your nickname. I'm going to give Skull credit. You know, we go
Whoa.
back and forth.
Whoa. Say that again one more time.
I'll give Skull credit for your nickname.
Thank you.
He'll never give me credit for other nicknames, but
I also gave you your nickname.
yes,
Continue.
T1000, your uncanny resemblance to the character in the Terminator film. It's just amazing. Do people come up to you and say T1000 now? You are becoming famous.
Here and there.
Just here and there?
Just here and there. A couple.
Strangest place you've been recognized.
No, it's usually like when I'm out drinking or like going to a party or something. One of my favorite stories is if you guys know Stash and Pierre.
Yes.
So we all went out to dinner and and Pierre is a very accomplished professional poker player. I would say probably even has more skill in the game than myself. I admire
Pierre.
his game a lot.
Sorry.
I admire his game a lot. I think Zach's a very good player as well. Anyway, so we go out to dinner. We are going on West 6th, and we're crossing the street, and these 3 kids come up to me, and we're all standing side by side like this.
Right.
And they're like, T1000! And like, they're both to my right and left, and they're like, that's a professional poker player. And Pierre's like, what the fuck? Like, what about me?
My point exactly. He doesn't play enough streams.
It was fun.
Before we go on, I got to tell you, I think we can do this on air. Let's try not to hit the table a little bit because it kind of shakes
Okay.
our whole setup, mini earthquake status.
Not
But
bad.
continue, Rick.
Yes. First
Is
of all,
cursing allowed too?
Cursing's definitely
cursing is allowed. We are here at Odds Bar and Bistro, which is located right next door to the Lodge. I'm having a little cocktail.
Vodka
Cheers.
sodas for us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cheers.
So we're going to divide this.
I'm not a vodka guy.
JC, you're not a vodka?
I'm not a vodka guy.
We're going to divide this show into 4 quarters, kind of like a football game.
Okay.
First quarter, we're going to ask you questions. We want you to be pretty brief, okay?
Sure.
Second quarter, we're going to go deep thoughts. We're going to want you to dive a little deeper into your answers.
Sure.
Third quarter, GTO or get the fuck out of here. That's a segment where we'll kind of ask you questions. Maybe it be poker related, maybe not. And finally, we'll do Poker Jeopardy, where you'll have to answer the questions in the form of a question. Okay? Like Doyle Brunson, who is the godfather of poker. Okay? That's something like that.
You've watched Jeopardy before, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you ready to get going?
Yes.
All right. So you played youth golf. Matter of fact, talking with your mother, who I did research for this, you were in the top 50 youth golfers on the tour at one point. What made you veer away from playing golf? And did you get burned out? What was the whole?
Yeah, I got the yips.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got the yips right after winning a couple like international tournaments in a row.
Winning.
Yeah.
You got the yips after winning.
Yeah.
Is that common? Usually the yips happen when you're kind of struggling a little bit, right? Or
Sure.
is it kind of just random for everybody?
It came on after like
winning.
Yeah, some of my best golf ever.
Interesting.
And
Just woke up-
describe
yeah, what are the yips?
What are the yips?
I got them chipping. They happen in sports, in all sports pretty much. It's just like a mental glitch, like where you flinch and you like it's something that you're really proficient at, and all of a sudden you can't do it at all. Like major league pitchers will get it where there'll be a major league pitcher, and all of a sudden they can't throw the ball like at the plate. It'll go way right or way left.
Chuck Knobloch used to play for the Yankees. He couldn't throw it to first base.
Yeah, it's just a glitch in your brain,
right?
And then it compounds, and the nerves like pack on, and then all of a sudden, it's like you freeze, you start sweating, it feels like you can't move. Like my hands became like concrete.
But you played since then. Do you still have the yips?
I've done a lot of work to no, I don't have the yips anymore.
Okay.
But I mean, it's come up in poker.
I was about to say, are yips possible in poker?
Absolutely.
Or is more of like a brain fog or?
Yeah, mental. Yeah, mental fog. You get.
I've had the yips then, because I've had a mental fog for 30 years.
Yeah, I see
poker.
that in the booth.
You can short circuit in poker, and I still have sessions from time to time where I just play awful.
So before you moved to Austin, you grew up in Florida, the Sarasota area. Describe to us what got you serious about playing poker. I mean, how did that all start?
I was immediately obsessed. I played 2 games or $5 games with 2 of my buddies, and immediately I was hooked. I was completely obsessed. At 17.
17.
So I was still playing golf seriously, and then my coaches noticed a complete switch in me. I wasn't the first to practice, and I wasn't the last one to leave. And normally, I was the hardest worker.
You were going to poker games?
I was sneaking. I was trying to get to the dog track to play 2 straight, to play 1-2.
But talking again, I spoke to your mom, who's your biggest fan. She watches every live stream you're on.
That's true.
She mentioned that you grew up middle class. From a middle class family, and
absolutely, yeah.
You didn't have much growing up. You didn't go without, but you didn't have much growing up.
It's an interesting dynamic because my grandparents were extremely successful and wealthy, but my parents were middle class. My dad laid tile and wood floors. My mom homeschooled us, but my grandparents were so successful that everyone in the community kind of thought we were wealthy. But that wasn't really the case.
Interesting.
And they only spent money towards things that they were fans of.
Right.
So my golf was paid for. They loved golf. My grandparents loved golf. So I got to go to a nice golf academy.
So that's where the poker bankroll came from.
No. Yeah, they weren't fans of gambling. No. My dad would help me though. My dad would give me little starter bankrolls, 500 here, 1,000 there. And then he would see how long I could last on it. Sometimes it would be weeks, months before I went broke again.
Sometimes
and
it'd be hours.
Yeah.
You're quite the cook. You love. I see on your Instagram.
I love food.
You love making steak, chicken wings. You love going out to eat.
Oh yeah.
Listen, if you could invite 4 people in history, in all of history,
okay,
dead or alive,
okay,
to a dinner party to go with you down to a restaurant in downtown Austin for steak, who would those 4 people would be? Yes.
Oh, man. In history?
In history. Dead or alive?
Okay. Let's see. Richard Alpert.
Didn't think you were going to name that one.
No, he's not a lot of people know about this guy, but let's do...
who is that guy for the people that don't know?
He is
I have no clue
a
who
Harvard
Richard
psychologist.
Richard Alpert.
Turned guru.
Okay.
Dude. Yeah, super, super interesting fella. Number 2 would be my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, who passed away when I was 25. I would want him there.
Think there might be a comedian in here, Rick?
There's got to be a comedian. Tim Dillon would be hilarious.
Nice.
And then I get one more.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's do Tiger Woods.
There you go. Well, Tiger Woods. I was thinking maybe you grew up kind of a religious kid. I was thinking maybe Moses,
oh, yeah, I could have picked Jesus.
You could have picked Jesus, but you didn't. Interesting, you picked some guy named Albert
isn't he
Harvard.
Everywhere always?
Well,
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, isn't he with us right now?
I kind of got a follow up as we're in our deep thoughts section right now, Rick. We're past the.
I've got one more question of the top 5.
We're still in top 5?
Top 5.
Oh,
top
my
5.
goodness.
You've been very successful with regards to investments.
Have
without telling us, well, you went from middle class to being able to get massages every day and play poker at some of the highest
Poker
stakes
an
around.
investment?
Poker's treated me well.
Without telling us too much, what has been your most successful investment?
Betting on myself in poker.
Wow. There you go. That ends our top five, our hot five. All right, here, let's get a little deeper. Okay, you've created some amazing content recently, of which my voice is on every single one, and I still haven't received $1.
No.
What made you start creating these types of shorts?
A guy named Goob and you guys.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I got put into a content creator stream that Skull put me in, and then I met Goob like right around the same time. I think Goob was actually might have been in the game, and Goob is a Instagram fitness influencer.
Yes, he's been on our live stream.
Yeah, with like a huge following, and I was always curious about making content, and I kind of wanted to explore it, but I some nerves and some like self-conscious, thoughts, and
Didn't know where to get started either.
yeah. And then I meet this guy, and he's like, "You have interesting things to talk about, and your life's interesting. You need to do this." And he had like a proven track record, and so that was enough for me to get started. And then he kind of helped me learn how to edit videos and with the technical stuff.
Most people don't know this, but you also have dabbled in stand-up. And Austin has become basically a comedy mecca with Joe Rogan's Mothership Club. What is it about stand-up that you enjoy, and what about it scares the living hell out of you?
JC does stand-up?
I have done stand-up.
Have you been to a show yet,
I've
Rick?
never been to a show, but the minute he says he's going to be
We're
somewhere,
going to be there.
I will cancel everything.
Yeah.
I think I've said it a few times. I think I gotta.
He's got the yips.
I gotta see this poker thing through.
You can't do both?
Poker's going all right. I don't
Can't
think
take
so.
a Friday night off and just
Sure.
go to the open mic
Yeah,
for
you
the
can
fans?
you can dip your toe in, but you're not going to get better at comedy by just doing like one show here or there.
Practice in the shower a little bit?
My eyes are set on cards right now.
Wow, this
But
guy's locked in.
I love comedy because it's a lot like all the other things I've done, which are off the beaten path. They're not normal hobbies.
Did someone when you were a kid say you were funny? I mean, what gave you the thought that you could do this?
Wow, that was cold, Rick.
No,
I'm
cold.
I've actually never been called funny in my life. That's maybe I just want to prove everybody wrong.
I like it.
I kind of want to go back into the shorts a little bit, because what kind of creates a great short is good content. You need the perfect, poker shorts. You need the right hand, and you also need the right people. So you've had the opportunity to play with a wide range of different players here on our stream and beyond. But who are some players that you haven't played with yet that you think might make good content for you in the future and just be good company at the table?
I mean, some of the
All
bigger
time,
names
yeah,
would be,
all
like
time.
Tom DeWan would be amazing to get like a hand with him. Phil Ivey would be incredible. One of my favorite players in poker is Patrick Antonius. That's to name a few.
You've had a couple with Bill Perkins recently.
Yeah, Bill's
was fun.
incredible. Yeah, that was a wild stream.
That is amazing.
That guy's living the dream, to play the highest stakes in the world and not have a care in the world.
So some of your
It's
favorite
great.
poker players, I imagine you just named. So Dwan, Antonius.
Yeah, I grew up watching
Ivy.
those guys.
So you took little bits and pieces of each of those players, but in your own mind, what makes the perfect poker player? What are some of the attributes of the best in the world at this game? What do you need to have?
I think you need self-awareness is a big one. I think the better you know yourself, the better you can read other players. So, which also kind of ties in with discipline, and then kind of composure, and
Composure, discipline, self-awareness.
Yeah.
And when you try to get better at the game, are you more kind of in the lab? Do you watch film? Do you speak to other players you admire? How do you fine tone your game on the off days per se?
I would say, yeah, working on myself in the gym, doing really like physically strenuous activities. I train really hard, and the more I've worked on myself off the felt, the better my game has become on the felt. And even when my game's lacking or I'm in a downswing, I'm able to handle that, like mentally handle that so much easier. The hardest thing I do every day is not play poker. It's like the physical things I do.
What are those things? I see
He does handstands left and right.
handstands, does these ice baths.
Sure, sauna 5-6 days a week. And
Yoga?
then lift weights, yoga, all of it. I started this journey. I've been playing poker since 17, 18, and then I started playing for a living at like 24, 25. So I'm 34 now. So that's 10, 11 years ago. And I didn't take the things I was doing off the felt serious till about 28. And that's when I really started noticing my win rate skyrocket, is when I focused on taking care of my mind and body away from.
Interesting. Well, let's head into our third quarter. We call it GTO, or get the fuck out of here. It's we'll ask you something poker related. I've often said on our live streams that you are one of those players that look for ways that you can make the call, rather than other players looking for ways that they could fold.
Sure.
You try your hardest to find a way to make the call. Can you describe some of that? What's going on?
Yeah,
in your
it's
mind?
it's so much harder to have a hand in poker than it is to be bluffing. So it's hard to make a hand, and the majority of spots are going to be people trying to take your money, and it's kind of
While bluffing, or no?
yeah. I mean, it's more than likely someone's going to be bluffing than they're going to have it, but. I mean, there are certain players that you can kind of pinpoint that don't take enough bluff spots, and then you kind of just stay away from those guys. But just in general, it's harder to have it. So, got to try to pick off those bluffs.
Is there one particular hand that sticks out to you? I know What's that?
There's a big the Mariano hand with Queen 10. That was a big confidence booster, because I knew what he was doing, and I didn't let all the other intrusive thoughts come in, and I saw the line, and I knew what I was going to do.
That hand happened a couple months ago. It was on the Lodge live stream. You can check out that channel as well. And you and Mariano have been kind of forming a little bit of a rivalry, going back and forth from the previous times that you guys have been on the show together. So there was a little bit of history.
Yeah, he's been abusing me.
And you had to draw a line in the sand?
Yeah, we had to stick up for ourselves there.
I think I might have even said that. I said, no more.
Yeah.
T1000.
Nick game was on in that hand as well?
The Nick game just ended, and it was a $2,000 splash pot. So there was 2,000 dead in the middle. And anytime, I've been watching Mariano play for a while and played with him a few times. Anytime it's advantageous, or there's some dead money in the middle, or there's a little bonus to a hand, he goes extremely hard in the paint. And to his credit, it's very difficult to play against. He's a very good player. But I knew that 2K in the middle was going to make him go ham on this hand and go extremely hard in the paint for that bonus.
Similar to kind of Mariano's a player who likes to buy in for the table max, cover the table. You seem to enjoy that here on our stream. What are the advantages of doing that in a game? Or why do you like doing that?
You should do that in a game when you feel like you have an advantage on the other players.
Max pressure?
Max pressure and max value for you want to be playing the biggest pot possible if you think that you have a skill advantage. There are certain lineups that I get into that I'm not going to max buy. If there's, if Doug Polk is on my left, there's no reason for me to match his stack because he's going to probably have the advantage. He's definitely going to have the advantage post flop and deep into the streets. Like, he's one of the most accomplished players in the world. So it's kind of
Pretty
like
much lineup dependent.
Yeah, it's player dependent.
Positional stakes, of course. If you're playing in a little bit larger game that you might not be used to, you might not be as comfortable.
Sure.
But makes sense.
So let's head into Jeopardy. We're going to give you 5 points for every correct answer. Remember, you have to answer in the form of a question, okay?
Okay.
So in 2000, you and your family went to a country and were helping the people of that country. Pilgrimage? What do you call that?
Missionary trip.
A missionary trip.
Yeah.
See, Skull and I are both Jewish. We don't do the missionary
Yeah,
trips.
we were missionaries.
In 2000, you went to a country, the Philippines, I believe it was.
What is the Philippines?
Nope. That was you were 9
Incorrect.
years old.
Shit.
So you said to your mom, "I'm rich." Why did you say that you were rich?
This is a Jeopardy question?
Yes.
So whatever he says is...
Nope. I know the answer.
What is the exchange rate?
There you go. See, you had $50, right?
Yeah.
And you exchanged it. It was like 48-1. You got all the money from the Philippines, laid it out on your bed. You looked at your mom and said,
Rick, how much time did you spend on the phone with
I like
T1000's
Sarah.
How long
mom?
did you guys talk?
Sarah and I are friends.
Was this an in-person
friends.
gathering? Was
Yes.
this...
So you got 5 points. You were right. That is correct.
I know my own life.
There you go. All right, here's a
Question
question. So you got 5 points. Within $10,000, as of this morning, what is your Hen and Mob earnings within $10,000?
He's not a tournament player.
This morning?
As of this morning.
Did you play a tournament yesterday? We're not aware of?
370K.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's very close.
Letter of the
Skull,
law.
I'm-
Letter of the law, Rick. Letter of the law. Tell him.
It's 380,200. So you do not get any points for that.
I'm $200
You're
off.
$200 off. Skull, I asked Skull.
It's incorrect.
I shorted myself.
That's
You did short yourself.
I'm at 380.
380,200.
All right, T1000. Austin is known as the live music capital of the world. What is Sarasota often referred to as? Sarasota. Good old Sarasota.
Referred to?
Yeah, what do they call it? Every city has a name. It's been a while since he's been in Florida.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a nickname for Sarasota.
You're about ready to get zoinked.
Oh, no. We have the best beaches, and I don't know.
The answer is Circus City.
Circus City.
Yes,
Didn't know
Ringling
that.
Brothers used to have
Yeah,
their-
I know the Ringling.
their
Ringling
museum
Brothers.
there.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
They bought a house there.
So you got 5 points so far. We're coming down to
That's weak. It's the lowest we've had so far, by the way.
Yeah.
the comedy mothership is Joe Rogan's Club downtown. It's in a theater known as the Ritz. I don't know if you knew this or not. In what
that.
year was the Ritz Theater built? I'll give you a question. I'll give you multiple choice.
You've had the hardest questions, by
Was
the way,
it
so far.
1927, 1928, or 1929?
1929. What is 1929?
Yes.
Good guess.
Good guess there.
You're randomized.
It's that intuition, baby.
Good guess. All right. So, Skull, you want to ask him what?
Okay, yeah, I'll ask you the last question. It's going to be a golf question with the top 5 leaders in earnings on the PGA Tour. So I'll give you the first 4.
All time?
All
Yes,
time.
all
I'll
time.
give you 4, and you're going to give me the person that's left out. So some of the top 5 include Tiger Woods, Rory, Phil Mickelson, and Scotty Scheffler. Who are we missing out? Is it A, multiple choice question for you, okay? Dustin Johnson, B, John Rahm, or C,
Who's C? Is there a C?
Vijay Singh? Gotta go for longevity. Could be a trick question.
Who is Dustin Johnson?
Correct. So you have 15 points to wager. Do you want to risk all 15?
All 15.
Okay. Well, I figured. No
I'm
one,
all in.
All of our guests,
Have been
being
all in,
degenerates, have always gone. Here is your final Jeopardy for 15 points. So you'd have a total of 30 if you get this right. In the movie Rounders, when Mike let Teddy KGB know what he had spotted when he spotted the Oreo tell?
The tell.
Right? What cards, you don't have to tell me the suits, what cards did Teddy hold in that hand, and what cards did Mike hold in that hand?
Oh, hand history trivia.
He laid down a monster.
Okay, this wasn't the last hand.
No.
It wasn't the 8-9.
It was when he spotted the Oreo tell.
It was. Mike had 2 pair.
What were they?
Ace 6? What is Ace 6? No.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Teddy KGB had deuce 4 for the flop straight.
The wheel.
Ace 5.
Ace 5.
Oh, I knew it was an aces up.
Ace 5.
Oh.
You did know that.
I'm broke.
But you have.
I'm broke.
You have
Back to the
0
sauna.
points.
Back to the gym for you.
I've already worked out today. Oh.
JC, John Christian,
Cancel this whole
T1000.
podcast.
You were an amazing guest.
Shit.
We love you, man.
Love you guys.
We'll see you on
Yes,
the podcast soon.
Thanks
Okay.
for joining
Any
us.
final thoughts?
No, this was excellent. We appreciate it as always,
That was
JC.
fun.
Thank you.
Cool.
Like and subscribe to Cards and Cocktails. We'll see you next time.